Welcome back to the Matt Pete Marketing Podcast. And today is the part 2 of last week's episode with Gina Talarico. So if you have missed that episode, go back to the one just before this episode. Check out the part 1. It rolls right into this episode. So let's go ahead and cue the intro music and get started. Gina, what is something you see people doing in their marketing that makes you cringe?
There's so many. Okay. I don't want to throw a certain industry under the bus, but I'm going to do it. Okay. I don't want to, but I'm going to do it. Okay. Direct sales and multi-level marketing. There is a time and place for them. Don't get me wrong. It's a legitimate business. It's not a scam. It's an actual business model. At the same time, there is very, very little marketing strategy. They get you by it's get rich quick. Look at all of the money that I'm making. Look at all of the cars that I make, or all the cars that I drive, all of the freedom that I have. And I just sell lotion. And it's like, okay, but like, there's a lot more to it than that. So it's the convenience of it. It's the way that it's sold, I think, is so backwards, because if you're in multi-level marketing and you don't care about what it is that you're actually selling, you will not be successful.
100%.
I don't care. Like that would, like, you can't, because people will see right through it. They'll see straight through it that you're doing it for money and not because you actually want them to have really nice skin because you have this lotion. It's not, it's the attitude around it is backwards, and it has a negative, like, reputation. It has a really negative reputation because of that. And so not showing up, not using your face is another really big one. But being really salesy and not caring and doing it for money is probably the worst. I would say is just like, where are your intentions? Like, are you actually trying to change people's lives or change people's hair, skin, whatever? Or are you doing it for money? Because I feel like that's where a lot of people get roped into it, because it's really easy. All you have to do is pay $400 up front and then talk about it. Here are like 6 slides that you can spam everyone with that are going to make them unfollow you and not actually create a business. There's like a huge disconnect. When I started my business, first off, I did social media management for people high up in multi-level marketing, because it doesn't work. They're not marketers. Yeah. They're selling a product, and there's a few of them who are probably gifted at it. I guess I shouldn't generalize, but the way that they pitch the idea to get other people to sign up underneath them is that it's easy, and it's not.
Yeah. And they're incentivized to make it seem easy to get the people to sign up, because then they don't actually have to sell the product.
Absolutely. That's exactly it. Then you're capitalizing off of the backs of the people that you're on top of. If you're able to, I've seen one team do this really, really well, where the person up at the top did one-on-one calls with everyone, did specific trainings, did lives, and I was like, okay, the culture here is really healthy.
It makes you want to sign up under that person because you're being nurtured by them.
Yes. At the same time, that was one that I've seen in my entire 3 years of being online, plus more before I even did the marketing, because you see it all the time anyways, right? Like, you're like, you see however many people, like, it's really successful for like the top 2 to 3%, and that's it.
Yeah. And like,
other than that, it's not profitable.
My wife actually was talked into doing the essential oil stuff years ago. And the way she was pitched is like, the guy told her that he had a connection with one of the higher up people, like you mentioned, who had all this cool training and was going to do calls and everything. And they're like, okay, if we're going to get training, if we're going to be told how to sell this stuff and learn how to do it, that's fine. So they bought the startup kit, which was like $300 and something. Mm-hmm. They planned a little party or whatever, have her friends come over for like the first one to test it out. And they never got the call to like learn how to host the event, the meeting, or whatever. And me as a business owner, like I had my own intuition about how it should have gone. And they went into the meeting, like you said, to sell people to sell under them instead of to sell the essential oils to better their lives. And it was very apparent to me. I was sitting off to the side like not because there's a bunch of girls there. So I was
Mm-hmm.
like, I'm just going to sit off behind my wife.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't go well. And it was a learning experience for her, but even for me, like I knew that whenever she shifted from check out these awesome essential oils to you can sell it too, immediate like disgust in the sales pitch. And like you said, if you have that small percentage of people who actually care about it, it's like I told my wife, I was joking with her because I don't know how you feel about it, but I love Christmas. Like it's like my favorite thing. Like as a joke, last year I started a Teespring store selling Christmas t-shirts, and I started it on November 1st at midnight. So like as a, because it was funny.
Christmas.
But
I love Christmas. I'm in the same boat. I love Christmas. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I told her that I was going to start selling essential oils, but I was only going to sell Christmas scented essential oils. I don't care about the healing benefits and all that kind of stuff. I love diffusing like candy cane, like the peppermint blends and like gingerbread.
It is the North
Christmas
Pole up in here. Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. So I was like, I'm going to start selling essential oils, but not for any like the health benefits people talk about. All that. It's like, I just want it to smell like Christmas.
Like all year.
And like, I don't even care about getting people up under me. Like, I don't care about it. If they want to, cool. But like, I only am going to sell these 6 cents.
And you know what? You probably like if you would have like ran with it, you would have been successful.
I still
very specific. And
yeah, it's like, still one of those things that I want to do. Like
I would have bought just now. You saying that, I would have been like, I want my house to smell like Christmas. Like done. See, that's how easy it is. I literally, if you would have just dropped a link, I probably would have just bought a product from you.
See, now I feel like I've missed an opportunity.
Well, when you do, let me know because I'm on board.
I genuinely like. I've actually looked into like, should I do white label or should I sign up with a company like the essential oils company MLMs that are out there and only sell on the, like, I don't know how to do it. I just need to do more research, but it's definitely something on my bucket list.
But honestly, like anybody's just listening right now, that is how sales should happen. Oh, you like this thing that I also like? Well, this is what I do. Do you also want to do this thing? Because like, here you go.
Yeah. Yep.
Click. Here's my credit card. Exactly. Have a nice day.
And for me, like I said, it's not about making a ton of money with downstream sales. I want it to smell like Christmas. So I created a product that I wanted to literally have in my house year round because I love it that much. Like,
yeah. And how many people do you think out of 7 billion, or I don't know, maybe we're 8 billion now in the world also feel that way? If you sold to 1% of the people that love Christmas, you could
sell to 0.1% of those people and like make a huge amount of money.
And all you have to do is talk about flipping Christmas.
I can do that literally all day. Like, oh my gosh. Yeah. So I genuinely, honestly, it is one of my passions. So don't be surprised if I message you one day with a link, mattpete.com/Christmas cents.
Yes, I'm in. I'm already in. See, like that's how it should be. We've built some rapport over the last hour and a bit or hour, whatever. We like, okay, so let's just say let's just recreate this online right now, just because I feel like this is really cool that this just literally just happened. So let's just say that you post something about Christmas and it's July, and somebody's like, holy crap, I do the same thing. Or you would ask a question on Instagram stories, the polls. I literally love Christmas so much that I have this ornament out all the time. It is actually Christmassy when you get up to it. Like, it's not like a tree or anything, but whatever, blah, blah, blah. Something that you have in your house that you actually do. Yeah. People who vote on that be like, holy crap, I'm so glad that I'm not the only one that loves Christmas this much. Who are you? What do you do? Start a basic conversation. Then, hey, I have I have these diffuser sticks that this is literally makes my house smell like I think the North Pole would smell. Here's a link if you want. Like, no, like obviously you just place the offer right in front of them. You know about them. You know that they also like the things that you like. It's not like do you like Christmas? Get over here and buy this stuff from me. And people are like, yikes, even if they love Christmas.
Yeah.
There's no personal touch there. There's no actual sales strategy or marketing strategy. It's a numbers game. Oh, if I pitch this to 100,000 people and 4 of them buy, okay, well then I need to pitch now to 3 million people so that I can make an income. It's no. If you pitched properly to the first 100,000 people, you would probably be good to go, and you wouldn't
Yeah.
have wasted your breath and had to scale higher.
Oh, it's all about how you position yourself and how you put yourself up there. Like I was watching a Russell Brunson video the other day, and he was talking about how he did his first on TV or on camera interview, and the guy literally stopped him because he started answering a question. He's like, "Yeah, I really enjoy doing that," and he's like dead on camera. He's like, when you're on camera, you have to be animated, like you have to smile, you have to be bigger than you think you should be, and then it comes across normal.
Yes.
So like positioning yourself right, the most practical experience right there on camera, like, but online, positioning yourself correctly is what's going to make the sales, not just posting a link. That's why I'm
And like,
so leery about those people who are like, affiliate marketing is the way to go, do affiliate marketing. Because usually the people who are successful with affiliate marketing have thousands and thousands of followers. So they post any link and some section of their audience is going to click through and buy something. And they're like, yeah, you should do affiliate marketing too. It's like, okay, well, I have 57 people following me. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to make bank with that.
They don't care about that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like, let's just say you had 57 followers and it was like a protein bar, and all you'd have to do is go, hey, I use this and I really like it. Click the link in my bio to try it, instead of just buy this protein bar. You have to add that personal element to it. Like, hey, I use this and I actually really like this. Please be authentic about that as well. Don't just say that you use it because it's a high commission. Like, that's also like the sleazy part of sales that we really want to get out of the online space. But if like, okay, Amazon Associates, for example, you get like 2% of sales. It's like garbage. I order so much stuff on Amazon. Like, what if one day my Amazon Associates probably is going to pay my rent just by me being like, look at this microphone, look at this backpack, and I genuinely use it, but I'm like lazy and I ordered it on Amazon. If you want one, because this is what it does for me, go for it. And a certain percentage of people will buy it because they want it, right? Or they need it, or they didn't know, right? I don't, like kind of like you said, I don't think it's like a good way to like start your business. But as soon as you have an authority, or like I'll work with people who have affiliates to programs that, okay, so like I don't really work with people who have like e-commerce businesses. I'm mostly focused on digital products and service-based businesses is mostly who I deal with. And then of course I have my MLMs, but they don't have to deal with like supply chains and like it's all done for them, right? So I can actually just focus on the marketing with them. But there's a course, and if you teach other people how to create an e-commerce business, well, that's something that I'm never going to teach. I should probably have an affiliate so that I can serve my audience better. So I think you can use it as long as it's complementary to your business, but you need an authority first. You need to be an authority figure first before you start pitching other people's things. And you should probably see the course because you're putting your name on it as well, right? You want to make sure that it really is going to give people results and, X, Y, Z, all of that fun stuff. But so that's like another asset that you could use for your business. At the same time, it's the very fine line with becoming like spammy and really cringy than it is to like actually creating relationships and having other people's best interest in mind. And I have this product that's going to solve something for you, whatever that is. So staying like out of the gray area, because then nobody's going to buy from you because they're going to be like, what is she talking about?
Yeah.
Like,
why is she promoting how to make pottery to her marketing clients? Like, where's the relevance there?
Any sense? Yeah, totally. Exactly. Exactly.
All right, Gina, if you were to start marketing for a new business today and they gave you a $1,000 budget, how would you spend that to get more clients for them?
Well, okay, so I do everything organically. So that's a tough question.
I know, that's I was thinking about that. Like, you're organic, like $1,000 is a lot of money for organic reach.
Yeah, it is. I'm like, you can't buy more time. Yeah. So what you can buy, because it's time consuming, right? It would be outsourcing for sure. What I figured. So it would be outsourcing your graphic design. I sound hypocritical because I started as a social media manager, but I think that every business owner really needs to be really involved in their social media, because that can be the storefront of your business, especially if you have an online business. Your website, obviously. I didn't have a website for the first year that I had my business. I just ran everything through social media until I was like, okay, I need a website.
That's impressive.
100% of my lead generation came from Instagram in my first year. 100%.
Wow. Yeah. And for everybody, you went full time in 6 months. So like 100% of your leads came from Instagram, and that was enough to sustain a full-time lifestyle. Like, that's impressive. I'm definitely checking out your Instagram, doing a deep dive there.
Thank you. Yeah. So it's the storefront to my business. You have to treat it that way. But yeah, like I'm not a graphic designer. I'm not a copywriter. Of course, there's information that I have in my head that somebody else might be able to put more eloquently in a sentence, and write it differently. But I think that it still needs to come from you because they're investing in you as well. So yeah, like I've outsourced a little bit for my website, like programming and stuff that I'm like, I don't know anything about it. Like there's no way that I'm going to learn either. Some graphic design, course creation, and then coaching would be the last one that I'd say, because I think that you don't need to spend money to make money online. It's a lot of time spent, and I hired a coach right away. And I believe that that's why I excelled so quickly in 6 months, because I learned from every single one of her mistakes. And I wasn't figuring it out on my own. It was like, I wasn't throwing spaghetti at the wall. I was like, this is what I want to do. And I want to go full time in a year. And she's like, no problem. And then I hit it in 6 months.
That is so cool. That's encouraging, really inspiring. Like I did my wedding video business when I started out. I had a coach. Same thing. I was like, I want to be able to do wedding videos, and I had no idea where to start with that. Mm-hmm. I followed him around for 6 months, and I was taking my own weddings starting at $1,500, $2,000 a pop. Within that 6 months, I was booking weddings. Mm-hmm. It's just having that coach there. Is, like I said, I work with a coach now. I had my first official call with him last week, and he gave me some great advice that I'm taking action on. So
yeah. And it is about you too. Like you are taking responsibility and taking action. They can't do it for you, but it's okay. Like I've invested in this other person to help me with this. So it automatically made me be like, okay, like I need to show up. I'm not just like downloading freebies all day long on the internet and finding free resources, which there's nothing wrong with, but you can't really, it's going to be way harder for you to build a business off of free resources. Versus having one person that can umbrella look over everything in your business and tell you this is going to work, this isn't going to work, or let's restructure this because it's not working for you as we're trying it. Just having somebody to bounce ideas off of, and somebody who's been where you want to be. Like they have the result that you want. Well, then who better to show you how they did it? It's somebody that has what you want.
Yeah, and I was listening to a audiobook the other day, or a podcast one, and they were talking about how you don't need a Tony Robbins to be your coach. You need somebody who has the result that where you want to be. John Lee Dumas's new book, The Uncommon Path to Common Success, he talks about how he had a coach who was exactly a year ahead of him in their success. He's like, in 1 year, I want to be where you're at. And that's what he did. And he's now her biggest success story, $250,000 a month he's bringing in. So, I mean,
amazing.
Because he started off with a coach.
It's realistic when you have the correct guidance. So when investing in a coach or investing in even a graphic designer, like I was diligent in like, I was hiring them. You step into your CEO and go, what you're hiring someone right now. So you like, think about any interview you've ever been with or been to. It's not like you read an article and you hire them. You read the resume and hire them. No, you need to sit down and talk to them and get on a sales call and say like, how can you help me? And let them tell you, because you're the one that's going to be out of pocket if they don't know what they're talking about and you've trusted them, right? So taking that really seriously, because I've seen a lot of coaching go sideways, unfortunately. But if they have the result and they can prove that they have the result that you want, they're willing to help you, they don't even need to be like a coach. It could just be like somebody who has what you have, and you'll be like, can I, like, I'll pay you for it. And they're, well, probably not going to say no. I guess I can't say that, but most of the time they're going to want to help you, especially if there's something in it for them as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, Gina, I want you to tell me a story of your biggest marketing mistake, a time when you wasted a lot of time or money doing something that just flopped.
So my website's through WordPress, and I had hired someone to help me with it and wasn't happy with the work. So instead of just doing my due diligence as well with hiring again, which was a mistake that I made, was not doing my due diligence. And luckily it was only a couple $100 that didn't work out for me. But I obsessed that I thought it was going to happen again. And so then I tried to do it myself. 4 months later, my website was still in the same place as it was. And I was still now then again looking to rehire somebody to help me with the back end stuff. Because it just like was completely over my head. It didn't matter how many YouTube videos or courses I purchased. It ended up costing me a lot more money in the long run, instead of just doing more of an extensive interview process and asking for references, asking for previous work, asking for and following up with references if they've said, yeah, no, I've worked with them before.
Yeah.
That was probably one of the biggest ones. Everything else has just been a learning opportunity. So I wouldn't say it's like a big mistake, because that still was a learning opportunity. Like I wouldn't take it back, but I got stubborn and I was like, no, I'm going to do it myself because I'm not happy with the way that he did it. And then I was like, okay, it's been 4 months and like, I haven't gotten anything else done in my business.
Yeah. And you're not the first person to say that website is like, I had one episode where it was like the recurring theme that trying to do that kind of labor intensive thing that is some people's full-time job, trying to learn how to just do that on the side distracts you. And like, I'm lucky in the sense that like I got started with my business in college in a time where I thought that if I built a website that I would be successful. So like I hand coded my first website. I was like, I'm going to learn how to code and I'm going to do that. Yeah. Nobody do that. Don't, unless you're an actual coder, waste of time.
Totally. And another thing that I did when I rehired was I asked my network to give me recommendations. I said, hey, I'm looking for someone to help me in WordPress. Who do you recommend? Then I filtered through instead of just like putting like a job posting out there or searching on a different website like Upwork or whatever for help. Because then somebody's putting their reputation on the line. So you know that they're wanting you to do quality work. Like they want them to do quality work because they're putting their name on it.
Oh, absolutely. And if your network, like, again, I hate to have me talk about Russell Brunson more than once in an episode. People who listen know I like Russell Brunson, his motivational stuff. All that kind of stuff. Okay, good. So he talked about, if you know him well enough, you know how he started ClickFunnels. He bought a program that was built on a coding platform called Ruby on Rails and could not get it to work on another platform that it just was broken. And he was giving up on it. He told the people his team to scrap it. And he's like, well, yeah, send an email to my network, to everybody on our email list, asking if somebody who knows how to code in Ruby on Rails. And he did. And the next morning he got an email from somebody who knew how to use it. And now that person's his business partner. Like because he used his own network. He had tried hiring people out. Nobody knew how to do it. Nobody would touch it. Couldn't hire the right person. One email to his already existing list and he solved the problem.
Yep.
So start with your network. And honestly, Gina, if you have like an email list or something, the people on there, they want to help you. They like and respect you. If you're providing content and value for them, they're gonna be like, it's gonna make them think, it's like, okay, do I know anybody that can solve this problem for Gina?
Yeah.
You have a whole network of people trying to help you at that point.
So true. And then like it becomes a ripple effect, right? Like it's becomes so much bigger than you think it's gonna be just by like I mean, I ask for help all the time. I'm like, yeah, like I'm an expert about like 2 things. You can ask me about those. And then other than that, like I need your help too. Like coming here, like I was on a Facebook group this morning. I learned just as much as I was teaching when I walked away from it, from people asking questions or me figuring out like, I was like, I don't know, let's figure it out together. Like one of the questions I was like, I literally don't know the answer to that. So then we hopped on Instagram and we figured it out. So now that's going to be a part of my next presentation. Like you learn from everyone. It doesn't matter how much of an authority you think that you are. Like you can learn from everyone.
Yep. And you already have a full-time business and you're even admitting you don't have all of the answers.
Yeah.
And because you're not letting that hold you back, imagine where you're going to be in 5 years. You're going to have so many more answers because you weren't afraid to start because you didn't have all the answers. Like it's a win-win.
Absolutely. Yeah. I could not agree more. Yeah.
And then it has your people who are following you, who are like on that call with you, trying to figure out the Instagram stuff. It has them feeling like a hero, like, oh, I helped her out. That's so cool. I showed her something. They're going to want to interact with you more because they feel like they can help you too. And they're learning as well. Like it's a win for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So Gina, what's your favorite marketing tool and why?
can Instagram be it? Or like, well, I don't know.
Yeah, no,
Instagram.
Yeah. With your Instagram, because that is what helped you gave your freedom in your business. After 6 months, you got all your leads for Instagram. Can you break down? I feel like people like myself and people listening know about Instagram. We've posted on Instagram, use the hashtags. Got 500 followers. I think it's like 560. I can't get that number to go up. I feel like some people post stuff and it's like 200 likes and they gain like 60 followers. And I post something that's like 7 likes and I lose a follower. Like, what is your strategy for using Instagram as a marketing tool? Like, if you can break that down really quick, what does that look like?
Yeah. So there's a few basic steps that I mean, without auditing, we could do a live audit if you wanted, or we can do dangerous. Okay. Well, I'll give you the like how I would generally, like, if anybody just asked me. So like, this is what I would do, as I would figure out, looking at your Instagram right away, do people know what you do?
Okay.
Because if there's any sort of confusion, people aren't going to follow you if they don't know what they're getting themselves into. 2, what type of content are you posting? So there's a sweet spot. I find, like, it depends on how many posts you want to post a month. So if you go right back to basics, like, let's just say it's 3 a week. So that's like 12 total normally, right? So it's 3 a week, that's 12 total. I'd say batch 15 pieces of content, just in case one of them you're like not really feeling aligned, or maybe you want to do a few more in 1 week. Better to have too much than not enough. But so the certain percentage of those, you should have 4 to 5 content pillars. So educational, so value that you're giving your audience. So if you're posting like what you eat every day, and then you're like, I'm a marketer, well, they're not gonna follow you. Like, that doesn't make any sense. You can do that, but it can't be every single time. Okay, so educational is the huge one. Like, I would say like 8 posts, 7 posts, 7 to 8 posts need to be educational or providing value of any kind. Then comes promotional. So how do you make money? You need to be posting about the things that make you money or where you want people to go. So if that's your podcast, if that's your Facebook group, if that's your freebie, if that's an application to work with you, maybe it's a direct buy link. Like, hey, I have this ebook, buy it from me. Hey, I have this lotion, buy it from me. So there's promotional. You need some of that as well.
Okay.
And then personal. You do need a certain percentage of personal posts. I do 2 a month. 1 is an introduction. So I find that that's personal because I talk about me and my business, and I do that once a month. If I don't post it on my feed, I always post it on my story, but most of the time I do both. And then the other one is literally one thing that I love doing or am doing that has nothing to do with my business. So for example, I posted about paddleboarding the other day, but I'm paddleboarding in the picture, but the caption is, I just made the same amount of money today as I did working at my 9 to 5 and I'm out on a paddleboard. Digital products can do this for you. So it's a business post.
Business caption with a freedom post, basically.
Exactly. The last pillar depends. So I use like inspirational, motivational, because I find that there's not a lot of that on the internet. And that's something that I'm really big into. Like, if people don't believe in themselves, the world is going to go in the toilet. So even if that's all that people are following me for, like, I'm going to make you feel really good about yourself. And if that's what you get out of it, then that's cool. I don't care if you have a business or not. So that's the other, but so then that one is kind of like a swing one. It depends on what it is that you want to promote to your audience. There's so many other pillars that you can have, as long as it's more, you just still need to relate it back to your business every once in a while. But it could be kind of anything along those lines. It could be, like, even
memes count?
Sure.
Could they go there?
Yes.
That kind of stuff.
Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely. And I think that that's very powerful. So that last one it's tough if I don't really know your business, but usually you can make a suggestion here or there of something else that would really complement your business. But your focus obviously needs to be on educational and promotional, because like those are the things, like providing value is going to give you that like no trust factor and give you the authority so that people are like, okay, like Matt knows what he's talking about. I'm going to give him my money. Next time he posts something about whatever, needing, like your offers or whatever.
That's brilliant. See, that helped me right there. Just kind of even saying like 7 to 8 of the 15 posts need to be educational. Like, it gives me a benchmark. It gives me something to aim for. It's like, okay, I don't have to post 3 times a day. No. Like, cause that's been my mentality. It's like, okay, if I can't even post once a day, then I don't even need to try to keep up with it. But if I know it's not that overwhelming, if I can post 12 to 15 times a month and be fine, I can wrap my head around that.
I've never posted every day ever in my business. On stories, I do show up almost every day in stories, whether it's, like a quote or it's me. I try to have it be me because people, they want to get to know you, right? But on feed, the 3 years that I've worked my business, I have never posted every single day. It's not necessary if the content that you're putting out there is valuable, is of high quality.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you for that.
Yeah, you're very welcome. So that's kind of how I would start. Then I would also take a look at, are you utilizing Instagram for what it's giving you? So are you on stories? Are you posting in your feed? Are you posting reels? Like, you can repurpose your TikToks for reels.
Yeah.
You should be.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it's copy and paste. It's the same thing.
Totally. Yeah. There's a free watermark removal. I'll see if I can find it for you. Because Instagram will recognize if there's a TikTok watermark on it, and they will not perform as well. So keeping that in mind, another quick little hack, if you can find the same sound, if you're using somebody else's sound and you can find it on both platforms, use the sound from the platform. If you can't, then just like copy and paste it with the sound. That's fine. So this is just depending on, like, stories. Use GIFs, use polls, use the quiz feature, use the music feature, use what Instagram is giving you.
Okay.
And then you will start getting rewarded for it. And then of course, hashtags and all of that fun stuff. But it's going to be a combination of being consistent on the platform and utilizing it for like what it's given you. Does that sort of make sense?
Yeah, absolutely makes sense. And that's one of the things I've needed to get better about. Like, I've posted memes, I've tried different things. Like, I know a guy who runs a meme account. It's just all memes, and he's got over 20,000 followers now from just posting memes. It's like, but I don't want all of my stuff to just be memes, like you said. Yeah. So having that outline of like, here's what you need to post, it makes it so easy. Like, I don't know if that's a freebie on your website, but you should do that.
I think I might. I don't know. I should actually check it out.
Because I mean, you just outlined it. So I mean, it's there.
Yeah. And so like, and that's really basic. Like, that's just like the basic business model that I've used that has, and it's generic enough, but it's just having that basic direction. It's
having that framework. Like, you just gave me an aha moment from it. So I mean,
good. So but then it's like, so now next time you could probably batch a month's worth of content, because you're like, okay, what you could re-listen to a few of your podcasts, be like, hey, what were a few educational parts here?
Yeah. And Facebook Business Suite.
Somebody else has said. Easy.
Have you used Facebook Business Suite yet?
No, I have not.
It allows you to automate your Instagram posts now. So before you had to manually post everything, because Instagram like blocked everybody from posting except like you can schedule it through Facebook Business Suite to post to Instagram. So you can literally batch it and schedule everything at the beginning of the month.
If you had a sales strategy put together, let's say you had a passive product or an affiliate link or, applications, you had to go in once a week and review all of the applications you got for your program because your content strategy is just being put out for you. How powerful is that?
That's
like, how much time are you getting back?
Yeah. So I mean, I'm gonna sit down and work on that strategy, the content strategy, and that's definitely gonna be something I'm gonna be working on here, because it is obviously powerful. It's worked for you, and it's worked for 24 of your clients to create a sustainable business. That speaks volumes. So if you could go back to when you first started marketing, give yourself one piece of advice, what would it be?
Stop being afraid. Like, people are going to judge you either way. And I think I cared a lot about what other people were going to think. And you know what? You could get a Nobel Peace Prize and people are still going to be like, nah, you didn't really deserve it. Like, it doesn't really matter what other people think. If you're doing something that you morally and ethically can get behind, you are going to find a large percentage of the population that will, oh my goodness, there you Well, you'll have a large percentage of the population that's going to feel the same way. And social media gives you that because you can reach so many people from your couch. It's not like you're going and knocking on doors and trying to find like-minded individuals. You have the luxury of waking up and rolling over, grabbing your phone and being like, you want to talk to 1 million people today? Let's do it.
That's awesome. That's so awesome. And then, like you said, like I even posted, I'm in a mastermind group. I posted the other day in my problem solving that outside of this podcast, I don't really publish online anywhere because I've been afraid of like the backlash for no reason. Like, I mean, like I said, I'm on TikTok. I comment on people's stuff, and a lot of it's just like humor stuff. Like somebody posted a video about not having kids, like he doesn't have kids so he can sleep in, and somebody like stitched that TikTok, and they're like, "But having kids is so amazing." And I literally commented, I was like, "But sleeping in, like dot dot dot." And like
that's pretty amazing.
yeah, like I got the hate comments, but then I got so many more likes. People just liking the post because they thought it was funny.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's not going to resonate with everybody. There's going to be some hate.
Always.
No matter what you do, the only way to not get hate is to not speak your mind and not have an opinion about anything.
And to not, if you want to like not, if you can't show up as an authority and be
you
liked
can't,
by everyone.
You're not going to beat anybody. You're going to be a hermit inside your house, speaking, having no voice outside of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to hold you back for sure. Because people are going to invest with me because I'm going to hurt your feelings. Like, I'm going to tell you that this is not going to work, but this is going to. And some people are like, not like they're not a huge fan of that sort of coaching, which is totally fine because you're going to be able to go out there and find somebody who is a better fit for you. At the same time, you're never going to get everybody to like you. Like ever, anywhere you go in life, people are going to they come in with their own biases. People probably don't like me because I'm brunette and a female. And like that's completely out of my control. But like, it's not going to bother me. Like, that's fine. It's right. It's really not about them at the end of the day. If they don't like you, like I got other people I can hang out with.
And like we were talking earlier, like I don't need 100,000 people following me to give me the freedom in my life that I want.
No,
I need like 10 clients consistently. Like that's nothing, you know?
The way one of my coaches put it to me this way, and they were like, how many people fills up a jumbo jet?
Yeah.
On average. Like if you have like, I don't know, a couple hundred followers, you're filling up a jumbo jet. Think about all of those people in one room. Why do you need 100,000 of them?
Yeah.
You don't.
Exactly. Yeah. So like you said, stop being afraid. That's a good piece of advice.
And just like
it's one I need to take.
Be comfortable being unliked, because the more you put yourself out there, the more it's going to happen. But you, within being disliked, like you've literally just found out yourself, is that more people are going to be like, he stood up and said that sleeping in was cooler. And I am like, yup, I am with you there. You're giving other people the voice that probably wouldn't have commented that.
Yeah.
Like then they're resonating with you, right? So, I mean, yeah, you're going to, maybe even if it's 50-50, maybe even if it's 50-50, like to dislike, you've just built immediate rapport with the 50%. Of course, if it's ethical, like if we're talking about having kids, not having kids, we're not talking about like real world issues and things like that.
Exactly.
Obviously there's a line. But with specific things like this, just because of who you are as a human being, like you're already not going to be liked, and you just need to become comfortable with that and like not care.
Yep. I love that quote you said, be comfortable being unliked.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to put a hyphen and then your name there, because that is a really powerful quote. I love that.
Yeah, that was, and it's true though. And it's really hard pill to swallow. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, it is.
It's not easy. It's not easy because everybody wants to be liked. It's just not realistic, especially when you're trying to create something bigger than what's the norm. You're going to get backlash.
Yep. All right, Gina, this episode or two, I'm thinking at this point, I might have to split it. We've had so much content here. So it's been phenomenal, like outstanding. I can't even say. So before everybody clicks off, don't go anywhere yet. What's the best place for people to go to find and connect with you more so they can continue learning from you?
Instagram for sure. So it's just first, last name, GinaTalarico, and you can find me there. So that's my Instagram handle. And then from there, you can find me on Facebook. You can find my Facebook group. I hang out on Instagram the most. So that's the place if you want to come and find me directly. I also have a website as well. It's just ginatalarico.com.
Awesome. Everybody go look her up on Instagram, Gina Talarico. See what she's posting because she clearly is doing the right things. So go check her out. For everybody out there watching and listening, I hope this was as inspirational and motivational for you as it was for me. Thank you for tuning into the Matt Pete Marketing Podcast. And remember that marketing really matters.